So at the end of the story, the children asked Benjamin to retell the story again and again. That is the purpose of the eggs that we have here, to be able to retell this wonderful story. So inside of this very first egg that he'd opened, you would have found the donkey. It is a remembering that Jesus entered Jerusalem riding on a donkey, being hailed as the king. And in the second egg, there are coins, a reminder that Judas Iscariot was paid to betray Jesus to the rulers, to point out who he was. And in the story, Benjamin received the coins from Judas, reminding him that he thought that Judas would not tell. And in the third egg, there is the cup. As Benjamin was listening and overheard Jesus at the Last Supper, holding up the cup and saying, "This is my blood, which will be shed for you." And then lifted up bread and said, "This is my body, which will be broken for you." And Benjamin, like the disciples at the Last Supper with him, were also confused by what that meant. And in the next egg, there are the praying hands. As Benjamin was in the Garden of Gethsemane, praying that he would not be taken, as Jesus went off with his disciples to pray, that the Father would take this from his hands. But it did not occur. In our next egg, there is the whip that Benjamin found and put in his box as a reminder that Jesus was beaten, that he suffered on his journey as he was ridiculed and mocked for being called the Son of God. And in our next egg, there was a crown of thorns, which were placed upon Jesus to mock him. A crown, because he called himself a king. Thorns to hurt and to wound him. And then Benjamin found the nail that held him upon the cross. In the next egg, there is a spear, a reminder that when Jesus was crucified, the soldiers split his side with a spear. And our next egg, a piece of cloth, reminding Benjamin of the burial cloth used in ancient times, a symbol that Jesus was dead and buried in a tomb. And in this egg, there is the stone that was placed in front of the tomb. For the Romans feared that someone would come and steal his body because of Jesus' claim that he would come back. So the stone was placed in front. But when he heard the news that the stone had been rolled away, Benjamin saved one for his treasure box. And then what today is all about, the last egg, is empty. For today, on this Sunday, this Easter Sunday, we celebrate that the tomb was empty and Jesus has raised himself, defeated death, and lives forever. So boys and girls, when we go back to our Christmas stories and we celebrate the birth of Jesus, a great gift that we talk about with Jotham's journey and all the other stories, today we celebrate an even greater gift, the gift of the empty tomb. Happy Easter, and see you soon.